Alright, so I've got the Zaxcom Oasis mix panel loaded up on here. I actually measured this bag for it, and it will fit a CL12 in here as well if you have it sideways like this. I think 14 1/4 inches is just enough to squeeze in there. It won't fit it with the wood sides, so if you're thinking about paying extra for the wood sides, it does come with the metal sides as well, so you can put the metal sides on there and still enjoy the P&G faders that come with the more expensive version of the Alaya for the 688 from Sound Devices. But right now I'm using the Oasis from Zaxcom. It's their mixed surface unit. So you can see I've got my Nomad bag, fairly full-sized bag, loaded up on here sideways, and the mix board. Again, I don't feel like the cart is really gonna tip over. This is me just shaking it. I don't feel like it's gonna tip over, but if you felt that way, you could certainly secure your bag more with an easy bungee or whatever you wanted to do. You could probably make something else, but I don't feel the need. So I'll show you what I've got set up here. The mixer's all the way up against the edge. You've got the XLR plug in the back so that it can get power from this little MP battery. 1 MP battery, I believe, will run this thing all day according to the specs. It doesn't draw a lot of power. And then it's just a simple matter, both the CL12 and the Oasis are like this. It's a simple matter of plugging the Nomad into the CL12, or not the CL12, the Oasis, with one USB cable. So if you want to take this and then go run and do stuff in your bag away from your cart, then it's just one cable plug away. So both of these systems are super easy to get set up. So that's USB. Here's the it plugs in where the Oasis plugs in where the fader panel does on the Nomad, so you have to unplug that and then plug in the Oasis. So you can't use both at the same time, but you don't really need to, since the Oasis covers all of the functions that you would need on the FP8. So anyways, that's plugged in. Let's go ahead and switch things on. It says it found my Oasis, and let me just turn the brightness down on here so we can actually see the screen. And set up LCD brightness, and we'll just dial that all the way down so that the screen actually shows in this dark garage of mine. So anyways, here's the Oasis. It's nice and bright. The lighting on it is great. It's got motorized faders that come in banks, so you can go from bank 1, which you may have your boom, all your lavs, maybe a mix level, and then you can go to bank 2, where maybe all you have are your lavs, or maybe you have your primary cast lavs on here, and go to bank 3 and you've got your secondary cast lavs on here. So you can set up banks pretty easily. It's got trim knobs. The trim knobs only adjust the first 8 channels no matter what bank you're on. That's because they're hardware trim knobs that have a start and stop point, so obviously they're set to a fixed position. If you changed them here and then needed to bank over and then adjusted them, your other channels on the other bank would snap from wherever these are at physically. So can't have that, so they just adjust the first 8, which is fine. So let's see. You can see here on this DAD track, I'm adjusting the trim of his track from this panel on the fader. So because I've got, as you can see on the FP8, I've got, these are my tracks for all my lavs. So it starts at 3 because I've got my mix on 1, got my boom on 2, so we start with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. So this would be 3, and this is 4 for Dad. So adjusting that, and you can see Dad's trim going up and down. And then we've got our 8 motorized faders right here. So you've got a full mix console that you've got your comm mics, your slate mics, you know, your headphone routing, everything is at your fingertips. So the board is a really nice way to bring a lot of the functions that are buried in the menus of your sound bag out to the top surface, to things that you can actually reach out and touch. So it's a much better way to work than having to dial rotary dials like this, little potentiometers. It's a lot easier to get a mix quickly when you're using linear faders. So that's why you would want to use a board, even if you're running something lightweight and portable like a sound bag, which is exactly the reason for these solutions from ORCA, Portabrace, and others. There's a company called Bebop Bags, which also makes a competing product. The ORCA one fits my needs best. The Portabrace has a hard case solution if you need more of a ruggedized solution. It's got bigger tires. But the ORCA solution has the most little pockets and harness points, and it's very well thought out. It's got the most accessibility of all of the solutions. So one more time, you know, you may set your bag up on the other end and have your desk so that you can get to your little goodie pockets while you're doing it. It's just as easy to set up the other way around. So I'll show you what the way I've built this. If we take the Nomad off, I've got one of these little side panels meant to be a butt brace for the butt of the bag. All the weight sits on that back one. I've got this front panel that just kind of separates the mixer board, and this is basically as near as you can get it to the mixer board, just because that XLR plug and the USB plug, you don't want to be putting any extra strain on those, so we're leaving them a little bit of room to breathe there. And these little panels just prop the bag up so that you can see it. So without really any rigging needed to turn this, you know, from a trolley straight into a cart style mixing solution. You know, again, I'm doing this with one hand, so all this stuff's not going to look as neat and tidy as it could. But there you go. You're now using it like a cart. You can use a little fold-up seat that will attach on those front bag attachment points, just like that full-size stand does. You can get a little camping chair. ORCA makes a great one, and you can attach it to the front of the bag, so you've got some place to sit. You've got a desk to work at. You've got plenty of space for all your stuff, and it's just a nice contained system. If you wanted to carry more stuff with this, what I would recommend is getting this cart and a rock and roller cart and just loading this up onto the rock and roller, keeping all your other stuff in Pelicans or the smaller ORCA travel bags. And this one is just going to be your essentials, what you need with you immediately, and your support cases would be what can, you know, maybe stay 2 minutes away, stuff that you could get at if you needed to, but you know, when you're moving from point to point to point to point, really this thing's the only thing that you have to move. So it's a nice contained system. And I think that about wraps up everything that I wanted to say about the Oasis. You can hear the people doing yard work right over there. So never fails, if you are recording a video where sound is a topic, there will definitely be yard work there. So anyways, that is the ORCA OR-48 OR cart. You can pick that up from any of your usual dealers. Gotham Sound Atlanta helped me out with this one, so thanks to the guys over there. And hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and hit me up on Facebook if you have any additional questions. Have a good one.